Hey there everyone, welcome back to the channel. I know that there is a lot going on back there right now, but we are in a semi-new setup. So while I'm trying to take care of the new backdrop, I wanted to get a quick video out to you guys before preferably the new trailer does drop, and that being for the new Heroes banner that we'll likely be seeing probably in like 2 days or so. I would guess like the 15th is when that will likely drop. We do have it scheduled for the 19th. So probably maybe even a little bit later after that, to be honest. Of course, that's going to be the 20th EST for me, but the 19th, 11 p.m. Pacific time, that's when that drops. So let's take a crack and try and figure out who is going to be on the next new Heroes banner. And we don't really have a lot to go off of. We never really do, if I'm being blunt about it. But we do have a couple of indicators that are present to kind of help us gear towards the right answer, maybe. Or at least get within the realm of possible answers. So let's take a look at what we know so far. We do know that there is no Forging Bonds event with this particular event, and we also have a Tempest Trials Plus that will likely be accompanying the new hero summoning event. So what that means is nothing, really. I have seen some thoughts and comments about well, they do have new heroes with Choose Your Legends, and they have them with Brave Redux. But let's pop over here and take a quick look at what we have over here. So this is actually an archive of all the Tempest Trials that we've ever seen, and you can see here, like, there's a lot of stuff going on, right? I will say that we did get 2 Tempest Trials to accompany the release of Echoes. So there's that. I don't think we're gonna see a Tokyo Mirage Sessions banner, but we might. We won't. That seems way too out of the realm of possibility, personally. Even though the timing of it pretty dead on, to be honest, like it's pretty close. I think TMS releases on the 17th, which is a Friday, and I think this Tempest, or the banner actually starts on Sunday? Is that right? No, Monday. So it starts on Monday. I don't know, man. I don't think it's likely. You can see, like, we had Brave Heroes show up. We had things like this over here. A lot of them are typically seasonal. I will say that. A lot of them are seasonal, but we still occasionally we get the new heroes that come in. This was back in 2018, and this is kind of when they start to get more sparse. This is when, like, we had nothing but a string of special heroes focused Tempest Trials for like a really long time last year. Like pretty much all through spring and summer, it was nothing but special heroes Tempest Trials for 2019. But we did have the Brave Heroes that did pop up, and that was technically a new Heroes Tempest Trial, even though I would argue it's still kind of special. And then we went back to special heroes, but then we had this guy, which I believe was a Thracy banner, and then back to, you know, the winter, the seasonal stuff. For what that's worth, you know, it's a lot of people may be pointed towards, oh, well, maybe it's the new Brave Redux banner, and that's why we're getting a Tempest Trials, and doesn't that all sound great and make so much sense? Kinda, I guess, maybe. There's potential, I guess, for that to be there. if they were going to do something like that, I might personally think that they would plan that during the anniversary month, which is next month, because that's kind of like a bigger deal, I think. But let me hop back over here. I didn't necessarily rule it out of possibility. I'll tell you why. If they were going to do one, this is kind of the time to do it. There's a lot of good potential because we're about the 6-month mark for Brave Heroes. Voting for the new Choose Your Legends is probably going to start at some point this month. I think they had already gotten underway at this point last year. Don't take my word for that, but I believe it took place in January is when the voting started, if not very early February. So if they were going to start doing like another Brave Redux, this might be a really good time to do it because you're about a halfway year. So every year, theoretically, you could have every 6 months some kind of poll-oriented themed banner, that being either the new Brave Heroes that came out and won, or the Brave Redux, which came out and is just a popular banner, if you will. And given that the Hot Springs banner is technically what would be happening right now last year, that did not go over so well. That might be this might be a great chance to save face and be like, listen, we know the response to Hot Springs, not good. We understand. It's not a great time. Our bad. Here's something that we know you'll like. You know what I mean? Like that would be kind of a nice thing. It's also kind of a nice way of getting you to spend all your orbs before all the good stuff in February drops for the anniversary. So that's kind of a thing, I guess. And additionally, there's pretty heavy indication about who is going to be the next mythic hero that we're going to be having this month. With that's a whole nother video. That'll be coming out probably next week at some point. But there's a good chance that it's Leaf. And so, given that Leaf was actually the, I can't remember if Bruno actually beat him. Let me quick check. Okay, so Bruno did technically beat him by 2 points. Bruno was 14th, Leaf was 16th in the poll results. But that said, they might work in a new Heroes banner to kind of coincide with that. Leaf technically being the #1 male unit that isn't already in the game, given that we have Spring Bruno in some form. This might be a good way to kind of tie that stuff together. And additionally, there is no, like I said, Forging Bonds event to go along with this. And typically Forging Bonds has to do with a same realm type of banner, because it's all about how they're interacting with everybody. And it might be kind of a loose plot. Not to say that it couldn't be done. It definitely can be done. But it might be a bit cheaper to just kind of be able to make something up out of nothing with 4 random heroes that just appeared out of nowhere, all from different games and stuff like that. But nevertheless, I mean, there are some good reasons as to why it might be Choose Your Legends Redux this month. So it made my top 3. We have a top 3 here, even though it's really only for like 2 possible different banners. Because spoilers, the other 2 that I'm going to talk about possibility-wise are both 3 houses. So get ready for that. So Leaf, Nils, Shinon, and Wrath. They are your top 4. Even though Nils, Shinon, and Wrath are like top 90. Everybody else in between is in the game or female. But that is technically your non-existent in-game top 4 male roster that we're looking at. Likewise, on the ladies' side, on the left there, we have Jill coming in first, Severa, Rinka, and then Hel. Some of these things are much more likely than the others. So there's that. But you know, for what it's worth, whenever we did have the Tempest trials for a Brave Redux, which we have always had a Tempest trials for that, it was always a 3 unit banner and then a freebie. So this would likely be a Jill Sevra Rinka banner with a Nils, or a Jill Sevra Nils Shinon with a free Shinon. Something like that. Traditionally, they have gone to male to female. In the spirit of Choose Your Legends, I don't know. Half of me thinks like the dream is dead, like the potential for it's gone, and then the other part of me is like, yeah, but all those reasons I just listed, they kind of make sense. That said, I'm not really married to this particular option because I have guessed it so many times at this point. I don't know, man. I just don't think it's ever going to happen. What I do think is very possible is a break from tradition, and we're going to get a Three Houses banner. We've got some units in the game already. We've had 2 Three Houses banners technically. I mean, we've had a random Christmas Sothis pop up. We had a random male Byleth that appeared with a mythic banner one time. But we've only really had 2 true Three Houses banners, and that was July and I think August. So late July and early August, I think, is when those popped up. Right at the game's release, and then right before Choose Your Legends banner went live. So we have several units in the game. They were always accompanied by Grand Hero Battle, and I don't know. There are house leaders; they exist. So I'm thinking maybe to start the year off with something wacky. They may go with like a Church of Seiros type of banner. And with that said, those are basically all of your options for the Church of Seiros, for the most part, in terms of like how gameplay works and who ends up on whose team and things like that. That to me would make sense. Obviously, some more common than others. I would maybe see Alois as a free unit, maybe Sevith on the banner, and then probably like maybe Cyril. I don't know. It depends, because this is where you start to go, oh, well, you can have any number of male, female candidates, whatever. Rhea, I don't necessarily think would be a very strong candidate for that, potentially. Catherine, the same. I feel like Catherine will eventually end up on the banner, but she's going to be very underwhelming comparatively to, you know, how she is in game with Thunderbrand. Manuela. What can we say about Manuela, right? What can we say? The one that I would be most excited if she did end up on a banner would probably be Shamir, at least out of this handful. Shamir, Sedith, and Hanneman, actually, are probably my top 3 from this particular banner. And I only say that because Lady Rhea would never be on the banner, because the IS would never do that, because they don't love me enough to do that. But if I can't pick Rhea, I would probably pick any of those other 3. And of course, Flame. She is another really popular Seiros-esque unit that I'm certain a lot of people would like to get into the game. But again, that's pretty much everybody from the Seiros route option thing. If they go with the banner, like I said, probably Manuela, Hanneman, Shamir, and then a free Gilbert or Alois. That would be my guess. Just my guess. But, like I said, not really much to go on. However, if there is one thing that we can depend on above any and all else, it's not necessarily historical factualness or IS keeping in pattern with what they're doing. It's that before a giant event comes up, they are going to try and take your wallet for everything it's worth. And that's why I present to you, my friends, the Three Houses bait banner laid before you. This guy, I think, has a combination of units that enough people might like. But again, it's very limited too, right? Because there's so many good units in Three Houses that I feel like enough people, I don't know, that there's so many units that people like in Three Houses. It's tough to kind of pick a winner, and it's weird trying to pick a winner. But if we had to, I would say Dudu. He kind of got robbed on the last one. You had the kind of like the vice house leaders, if you will. We had Hubert. You know, we didn't have any blue line representation, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. So that is, I don't know, second in command to do. I don't know why you weren't on the August Three Houses banner, but for what it's worth, I thought you should have been on there. Sylvain is another one. I feel like he's kind of hit or miss. If we were going to get a free unit out of any of these listed here, I feel like it's probably Sylvain or maybe Raphael. Maybe Raphael. And then Linhardt, of course, as well from the Black Eagles house. And I tried to pick units. I tried to pick one from each house and then throw in like a wild card. So Sylvain is kind of like my wild card here, similar to how Marianne is my wild card on the ladies' side. Annette from the Blue Lions, Dorothea from Black Eagles, and then some Golden Deer rep with Marianne and Lysithea. I feel like a lot of people would throw orbs at Dorothea, Lysithea, or Dudu, or Raphael. I feel like a lot of people would throw orbs at them. pretty quickly too. I don't think they'd give it a second thought. So there you go. That's kind of my guess. Brave Redux type situation, a random seiros banner because why not, or a heavy bait banner from Three Houses with some popular house units that we have. Not in the game yet, but possible. And keep in mind, there's always the option of it being post time skip as well, which is kind of another situation for another day's topic of conversation. But in the meantime, let me know who you guys think we will see on the next New Heroes banner that should be going live. Well, now that I know that it's on Monday, now that I've confirmed it's on Monday, we should have the trailer by like Friday, I would guess. Monday banners are kind of weird like that. You never know if they're going to drop on the weekend or like way early in the week before. But either way, I'm sure they're coming for our wallets. I'm absolutely sure that's happening because the anniversary is going to be bonkers and there's going to be a bunch of stuff that we'll want to throw orbs at, but we can't, and so we'll have to buy them if you buy them, and then you will be sad because you won't get what you want. But anyway, that's what we got right now. I'm going to get back to working on this stuff. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Who are we going to see on the next New Heroes banner? Who do you think our free unit's going to be if you're confident enough to throw that in there as well? But in the meantime, subscribe if you have not. We do a lot of Heroes content over here. And I'm debating streaming Tokyo Mirage Sessions as well. There's a poll on the community tab right now. I haven't decided yet, but I half think that I should play the game so that you don't have to. Because I know a lot of people don't necessarily want to buy it. What with whether it's censorship or you're just not into it, or if it's a port or whatever your reason is. So if you want to go vote in that, check out the community tab as well. Anyway, that's enough blathering. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you next time.